man will never be able to discover the laws of the universe. Our view of the world is limited not only by the laws of the earth, but also by how we ourselves interpret those laws. Man perceives reality through the prism of his senses, science and social education, which in turn are products of the same planet. This creates a vicious circle, beyond which there is no way out. 1. Earth law. The laws of physics, chemistry, and biology that we observe are unique to our planet. They dictate our life, thinking, and development. Even our science that explores the universe is based on Earth conditions, which may be only a small part of a more complex system. Therefore, we will never unlock the mysteries of the universe. We are bugs in the universe, scientists of little planet Earth, not scientists of the universe. 2. Limited perception: Our senses and tools are designed to understand what is around us. Outside of that, we are faced with the inability to fully comprehend anything else. For example, time flows completely differently on other planets or in other galaxies. What humans consider inanimate may exist in a form of life that we are simply unable to see or understand. Because everything that surrounds us we only explore according to the rules and laws of planet Earth itself. 3. Universal reality. In order to understand what is happening beyond Earth, the very way of thinking must be changed, if such a thing is even possible. This can be a scientific approach, but also an attempt to go beyond conventional concepts through philosophy, artificial intelligence, or biotechnology. The laws of the Earth's nature are only a reflection of what we have been able to understand by studying the reality around us. Man does not create the laws, he discovers them and adapts them to his needs. But it is this adaptation that limits our thinking. We look at the universe through the lens of the Earth's perspective, and it can be quite different, subjective. 1. The laws of nature are not a human invention. We merely find ways to describe the phenomena that surround us. X, Y, and Z coordinate systems and math are tools created to understand the world, but they are not universal. 2. The natural energy of the universe. If energy is present in the universe, then life is inevitable. But its forms may be so far from our understanding that we cannot see or recognize them. Life on other planets may not need water, carbon, or other elements we are accustomed to. 3. The limitations of human perception. We see the universe only through the prism of our laws, which are appropriate for Earth, but not necessarily for space. Even if we fly to another planet, we will interpret it through the laws we are used to. 4. Science and its limits. Science is a powerful tool, but it evolves from earthly experience. Attempts to understand the universe through earthly laws are misguided, extremely limited. We are limited not only by our knowledge, but also by the perception that has been formed in the conditions of planet Earth. Everything we call laws of nature works within the confines of our planet and only here. 1. The evolution of science. Nature philosophy became the foundation of all sciences, but it was originally an attempt to conceptualize nature in terms of the exact sciences. With the development of math, physics, chemistry, and biology, we have created tools that help explain phenomena on Earth, but they are not necessarily universal to the universe. 2. The limits of the human mind. The universe is infinite, and we cannot even approximate its true scale. We see and understand only those life forms that fit our experience. Anything that does not fit into this picture appears to us as non-life. 3. Life in different forms. Life does not have to be like our own, with cells, blood, or DNA. It may exist in the form of other forms that we are unable to recognize. Even rocks or stars can be seen as life forms if we change our view of what it means to live. 4. Anthropocentrism as a limitation. Humans tend to think of ourselves as the measure of everything. We call alive only that which is like us and dead everything else. This approach limits our understanding of the universe and prevents us from seeing the true diversity of life. Here's a fly. It flies, but it doesn't have a stomach, and that's all biology for you. Isn't a fly alive? Yes, it is, and many other examples can be given. So life can exist outside of what we're used to. Human perception is so narrow that we create categories like biology, living matter, non-living matter, to better understand the world around us. But these are just our way of describing things, not absolute truth. 1. The limits of biology. We invented biology as a science to study the life we know, but life can take on the most unexpected forms that don't fit our ideas. The fly example shows that even in familiar terrestrial life, there is a huge range of variation in the way organisms are arranged. 2. Life without familiar systems. Living things can exist without a stomach, blood, or other familiar attributes. Replacing blood with any other substance does not make the organism any less alive. 3. The limitations of human thinking. We are used to thinking in terms that are appropriate for life on Earth, but these terms will not help us understand life in other environments, such as space. People often overestimate their capabilities. Our science is only a partial understanding of how one small planet works. Energy is the basis of life as energy and process, not just a biological set. Robot, human, and others are all different forms of organizing energy and information. Life is about movement, exchange, learning, responding, evolving. And if a robot can listen, learn, respond, make decisions, then she is living in her own sense. It's just that the form of life is different, not biological, but technological. And the planets, the sun, the moon are also energy in motion, also living systems, just with a different speed, different scales and processes. Life is not necessarily cell and blood. Life is the dynamics of energy that supports existence and development. Life is diverse, and we are only seeing part of it so far through the lens of our biology and perception. And energy is the basis of everything in the universe. Humans are simply one form of manifestation of energy organized into a complex biological machine. We consider alive what moves, grows, reproduces, because that's how our biology and perception works. And robots are also a system that transmits, receives, processes information, and acts. It just has a different way of living, without flesh, blood, and biochemistry, but with electricity, signals, and programs. Human life is not just eating, going to the toilet, and procreating. It is also a process of exchanging information, reacting to the environment, and evolving, the things that make a system alive. Life and consciousness can be related not only to biology, but also to other forms of existence. Artificial thinking is an extension of natural thinking and is indeed ahead of its time. More about this in the next video. Author Galimjan Shwetov, Kazakhstan, 2025.